views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome to the transformative show, We Carry the Light, with host Dr. Susan Allison, the show that inspires you to find the light within and shine your light in the world. Who are you right now? And who do you want to be? What is it that makes you happy, helps you feel fulfilled, and living your purpose? Tune in and let Dr. Susan help you discover that you carry the unique light that only you can shine. Now, here is your host, Dr. Susan Allison.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to We Carry the Light. And as I always say and always mean, I'm so glad that you're here today, and it's going to be a great show. So how's your week going? I already always ask you how you're doing, what's happening in your week, and I hope you're well and you're feeling just great about your life. And I'm a bit run down, so I always tell you the truth about what's going on for me, and I'm realizing that I have my first cold in about 6 years, and I've been saying, oh, it's only allergies. This is only allergies, and my voice is lower than it usually is on the show, and I have a cold. And it's interesting because at first I was very frustrated and upset that I had a cold because I take great care of myself and I'm, quote, never sick, which is pretty much true. And I have to look at my life. I have to look at the fact that I have been pushing myself too hard and haven't been listening to my body's wisdom. So I haven't been sleeping enough. I've been, just doing too much. And I'm a classic overachiever, classic A-type personality. And I've overdone it. And so in my life, I have tended to get some hard lessons at times. And the universe basically says, stop. I've had bike accidents, I've, had shoulder injuries, sprained ankles, sprained knees, etc. And I've always gotten the message that you have to stop, drop back, regroup, take a look at your life and what is working and what's not working. So this is why I'm pretty sure I have this cold I slept 10 hours last night and 10 hours the night before. And I have to just take a look at my life that I'm pushing too hard. And I think that for some of us, that's what happens, that, there are no mistakes in the universe, that we have accidents and we get sick until we really pay attention to our beautiful body that has such wisdom and speaks to us all the time. So I'm taking a homeopathic remedy. I'm feeling better today, and I'm going to go away for 2 days starting today, and I think that's going to be just the prescription I need, is to get away from my cell phone, away from my computer, and have some time off. So I told you this many times, but I love how synchronistic life is, that the perfect guest always shows up just when I need him or her, and you need this guest to be speaking to you. So today we have Aleya, and she knows all about the importance of listening to your highest wisdom, and she really honors the body in her book, 7 Cups of Consciousness. And she talks about how important it is to listen to your highest self, to your team of helpers, and your miraculous body. So she's going to tell you about it further as we get into the show. And you're going to be able to tune into your own inner wisdom by listening to her today. So Aleya is the author of 7 Cups of Consciousness, as I said. And she opened the first alternative healthcare clinic in Telluride, Colorado, and has built an international healing practice with her online subscribers and students. You can visit her online at www.aleyadao.com. So Aleya, so glad you're here. It never fails that the perfect person shows up.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
Thank you for being here. I loved your book, I thought that the 7 steps that you outline are so clear, and I really liked your personal stories. I could relate to you, the cosmic 2x4 that both of us have somehow needed in our lives. And the book was very human. You made it so by sharing so much about yourself, and I think that's what my listeners like, is they like to hear personal stories, because then they can say, oh, this is not, someone sitting on a throne, on the right hand of God. This is a real flesh and blood human being, and I can relate to her. So I would love for you to start with your own personal journey. And I know you call it your awakening, but I'd love to hear about what it was that put you on this path and helped you write this book.
It actually started off at a very young age when I was, 6, 7, 8, intrigued with health, healing, angels, guides, other ways of perceiving reality. And I just kept feeling like there was something different, and I scoured the books and didn't find anything, at that very young age. And then went on to boarding school and college. And then in college got exposed to the Oregon School of Massage. And so I ended up going and becoming a massage therapist while attending Lewis and Clark and getting my BA in English. And that really was the moment when I realized that, I wasn't alone, and that other people did see the world from a different perspective, and went on and got my Reiki master degree, and then went on and got my Oriental medicine degree. And then in 2001 had what I call the enlightenment moment or awakening. And I was lying on a sound table, which is actually a massage table filled with water, and there's speakers underneath it. And as I was lying on the sound table, receiving this beautiful music experience, a white light flashed over me, and my perception of reality shifted literally in 30 seconds. I was aware of these other dimensions and guides and beings, and it took me 3 to 5 years to integrate that shift in awareness. And a lot of people will have enlightenment experiences or meditations where they have a shift in perception, but then they might lose it or forget it. And the difference with my experience was that when I got exposed to that light, that different frequency, awareness and consciousness, I didn't lose it. The journey was really how to maintain it in a balanced way, and then cultivate it so that it kept evolving and growing stronger. And I think that all of us in the world are being exposed to different vibrations, different perceptions, and we're all having our little mini enlightenment moments. Even the cold that we get can be a mini enlightenment moment, and how to milk it for all that it's worth,
right,
and move ourselves into a higher consciousness in the process.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I don't believe there are any accidents, that there are no mistakes in the cosmic world that we live in, and everything is a message for us in some way we can learn. So I guess the question that comes up for me from what you just shared is, how did you maintain it, that enlightenment experience?
It was many, many moments of awareness. And fortunately, after that enlightenment experience, I had what I call the angelic Bluetooth. And so I was able to feel my guides, my team around me, and they were giving me 24/7 suggestions. They'd say, take a deep breath, turn left, sit in stillness, go into still point. They would walk me through very specific meditations. And fortunately, I was able to hear them. And so that really was a game changer. I think if I hadn't had that awareness and that angelic Bluetooth, I would have maybe thought I was going insane. And there were moments where I was like, God, am I just crazy? And then my guides would be right there and be like, nope, you're just having a shift in your perception and awareness and moving into a deeper level of divine connection. And I was like, okay. And so yeah, it was, and then over those years, those 3 or 4 years of integrating it, I came up with these 7 concepts that I now use for myself, for my clients, to help people access higher states of consciousness, change their life internally and in the higher realms, and then eventually that reflects into the physical plane. So it's been a long journey, but a beautiful one.
Yeah. I'd love for you to talk more about the higher realms, because for those of us who've experienced them, it's clear, but otherwise for some people it sounds very woo-woo. It doesn't sound, it sounds very abstract for a lot of people. So talk about the higher realms, this Bluetooth that you're talking about. Can everyone have one? Talk about that a bit so that it makes it clear to people what it is.
Absolutely. And actually, we are all accessing other realms and other dimensions, whether we know it or not. When you close your eyes and you imagine something, anything, it could be a waterfall, it could be a creek, it could be the blue sky. When your eyes are closed and you are opening yourself up to imagining another reality other than the one that you're in the physical realm, you're actually tapping into another dimension. You are taking your awareness off of the physical plane and you're bringing your awareness internally. And when you hold your awareness internally, it's almost like you get into what I call a crystal elevator. And you can take that crystal elevator to a higher floor where your energy self can gather different information. And so when I talk about the angelic Bluetooth, it's essentially me holding my awareness in the place where I am connected, which I call the Divine Line River of Light Crystal Elevator. And then when I open to receive information that can support me and empower me when I'm in that interconnected place, then we start receiving and seeing the world from a different perspective other than just 3D physical. Mm-hmm. When we dream, we're actually going into another dimension, having a different experience. When we fantasize, when we think about a creative project, those are all things that are accessing other resources in other realms.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally get it. We're going to have to take a break, but when we come back, Aleya is going to talk to us, perhaps lead you in a bit of a meditation, but show you how you could create this divine line and this elevator, and maybe even a Bluetooth. We'll be right back.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.
The Women of Wisdom Fall Harvest Festival is coming up right around the corner on October 24th from 10:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. with free admission located at the North Seattle Community College in the Conference Center. Festivities include a silent auction, healers, educational booths, delicious food, and a variety of vendors. You won't want to miss this fun-filled event. For more information, visit womenofwisdom.org and we'll see you there.
We Carry the Light with host Dr. Susan Allison is the show that inspires you to find the light within and shine your light in the world. You'll hear from guests who model how to be the highest, brightest, most evolved, fulfilled, and conscious humans possible. Tune in each Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com and let Dr. Susan help you discover that you carry the unique light that only you can shine.
Tired of traditional talk? People pontificating about this or that, the left or the right. Sometimes the truth is just all lost in the noise. Tune in each week to Straight Talk with Chuck Gallagher on TransformationTalkRadio.com, Mondays at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, as nationally known guests talk about what's important to you, your life, your concerns, and your success. Tune in and turn on to Straight Talk with Chuck Gallagher. Visit ChuckGallagher.com for more information.
Do you want to transform your life's trauma and challenges into the gift that your life was meant to be? It's time for you to take control of your soul journey to heal, grow, and shine. Manifest your destiny with Wendy Wolf, soul transformer, energy, and psychic healer. To start your soul journey, contact Wendy at healgrowshine.com or email Wendy at wendy@wendyrwolf.com and start your adventure today.
How would you like increased health and vitality? How would you like to avoid the onset of disease as well as slow the aging process? This is all possible through a simple, safe, and natural process. Every day we are either moving toward wellness or away from wellness.
Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. I'd like to be your partner in achieving optimal health. Contact me now at maryjanemack.com or call 425-392-0659. Visit maryjanemack.com.
Artie Hoffman is the hottest psychic with the warmest heart and the host of the hit show Angels and Answers. A renowned psychic, medium, spiritual life coach, and an entertaining motivational speaker, Artie has helped over 15,000 people with his amazing intuitive gifts, his passion, and his humor. Call 877-ANGEL-02 to schedule a personal reading or to have your own psychic Artie party. That's 877-ANGEL-02. And visit artiehoffman.com and Angels and Answers on Facebook.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome back, everyone, to We Carry the Light. And my guest today is Aleya Dow, if you're just tuning in. And she has a wonderful book called 7 Cups of Consciousness that can change your life, absolutely. And we were just talking about higher realms. And I've asked Aleya to lead us in a short meditation, visualization, to really talk about creating a divine line in your body and that connects with your higher self. And if you are driving or at work or someplace where this is not possible to listen to now, you can always this afternoon go to my host page, Dr. Susan Allison at transformationtalkradio.com, and you can download it as a podcast, or you can listen to the show there. And do it then. Do it when you're relaxed, when you're home, or when you're not driving. No driving in doing this. So, Aleya, go ahead and talk a bit about this divine line and why it's important to create it.
So I think of the divine line as the place where we literally get online so that we have the ability to make requests. And we are requesting that our energy self that actually exists in another dimension activate very particular vibrations or qualities. So if we are feeling anxiety or scattered and we want to experience calm and clarity, what we would do is we would first pull our awareness into this divine line, river of light, that flows up and down the front of your spine. And so just use your imagination to imagine that you have a tube, a channel of light that flows within you vertically, up and down, front of spine, in your body. It goes out the top of your head all the way up to the heart of source. So it's this big river of light. And if you are in a safe place, you can sit down, take a few deep breaths, close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, imagine a river of light flowing up and down the front of your spine. And use your inhale, your imagination and an intent to pull yourself into this inner river. Use your exhale to ground and anchor yourself in this column of light. Taking another deep breath in, using your inhale to pull yourself in. Inviting that energetic aspect of you, your higher self, to use your energy fields to pull all of your awareness off of the outer world and into your divine line. And as you imagine holding your awareness in this inner river of light, imagine the vibrations, the current, the light, frequencies, and sounds that flow in this column, this tube channel. In this channel, your essence, the light of your essence and the sound of your essence flow. Invite your higher self, that energetic aspect of you in a higher floor, to activate the vibration and sound of your essence. And whatever quality it is you are yearning for at this time, Imagine that current, that stream, connection, clarity, empowerment, vitality to flow in this divine line. You are looking internally for your needs, taking full responsibility for meeting your needs and finding your connection, your resources in your own divine line. This is the only energy you have the ability to truly control. It is the only place that you will actually experience deep divine connection, safety, empowerment. Using your inhale to pull yourself deeper into this inner river. And as you move in the day, sleep, dream, and play, hold the awareness that you do have a divine line that flows within you. That you can use your inhale to pull yourself into this place, to make requests, to ask the angelic ones to support you, give you energetic information that can help guide you as you journey, evolve, and serve in the world. Breathing in, updating all of your reference points, all ways in which you perceive. Let it be so. Aho.
Aho. Very nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Beautiful. Yeah, no, I'm a shamanic practitioner and have been for about 22 years, so I visit the spirit realms easily and have guides and teachers as you do. And I'm interested, I think it'd be good for listeners to know, you talk about a team in your book and using this beautiful river of light, this divine line, and creating it to connect with your higher self and also your team. So I wonder if you could talk about connecting with these divine beings, your spirit team that you talked about that spoke to you often after your awakening.
Absolutely. And that core piece of what I just spoke about, of bringing your awareness into your divine line, when you are connected with your essence, the light of your soul, you then have the ability to connect more deeply with angelic beings and the people in your life, regardless of the dimension that they're in. And so often my clients and subscribers will say, Aleya, I want to feel and connect with my guides to a deeper degree. And I say, okay, step one, increase your connection to yourself. And so when you're holding your awareness in your divine line, using your higher self, your energy field, your imagination, and intent, you can travel up to your higher self, or simply holding your energy and awareness in your divine line immediately gives you access to what I call your energy self. And whenever we're going to connect with beings that exist in a different plane other than the physical one, your guides, your angels, archangels, ascended masters, we actually need to use our energy self to connect with these energy beings. Mm-hmm. It's sort of like, getting online to connect with the internet. If you're not online, you can't connect. And so as you tap into the divine line, gain access to your higher self, then you can ask your higher self to make connection with your guides, your team, angels, archangels, your animal totems in the higher realms. So you're doing this on a higher floor. And then the critical piece that most people forget about is that once you've made the request of your energy self, higher self, to do something, then you've got to actually let go and wait. Mm-hmm. And so we just ask our higher selves to connect with our guides, our teams, our angels. And then we take a breath. Yeah. And we just hold the awareness that some part of us is doing the work. And then we actually start to feel and perceive this energetic exchange happening between our higher self and our team. It's not from the mind place, and I actually talk about that in the book, that a lot of the times will want information, but we'll only be watching our mind to get it. And when we watch our energy self to get it, oh my gosh, we get it so much faster.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
the protocol,
I wanted you just to define energy self, because again, it could be somewhat abstract for people.
Yeah, the energy self is the energetic aspect of you that exists on a higher floor, another dimension, another realm. When I work with kids, I call it their super self. When I work with CEOs, I call it them on the penthouse floor. You use your imagination to access it. I think Einstein said that something like we use the imagination to access different planes of reality. And so when you make that request, what you're essentially doing is you are acknowledging that there is an energetic part of you. You have a physical experience, but you also have an energy self. And so when you ask your energy self to start doing these things, you'll actually start to feel these shifts and these changes. The other aspect of the higher self is you could imagine it you sitting on a cloud with a different perspective, a different view, or you on a higher floor in another dimension or imagination. It's not something that we do with our left brain, and our society is so programmed to understand things at a linear level. But we've all been kids, and we did have a very intact imagination many, many, many moons ago, and we still have the ability to use and tap into that imagination place, which gives us access to other floors. And I sort of think about people that say, oh, I can't do that, or, well, I don't have a very good imagination. And I go, oh, my God, if I didn't have awareness of other dimensions, cabin fever would set in quickly. Like one floor, that's it? Oh, God. And so when we tap into these other floors, we start tapping into a magic and a joy and a vitality that we may not be able to experience here in the physical realm. The physical realm is only 1% of the reality, and I really think of the physical floor as actually the surface of the mirror. And what is happening in the physical realm is actually the reflection of the energy that is being held in the higher realms. And so in the book, the whole premise is to use these higher realms to change the physical realm. We don't use the physical realm to change the physical realm. So when you're standing in front of the mirror, if you put lipstick on the mirror, that's going to be a little awkward. If you're standing in front of the mirror and you put lipstick on your lips, then it reflects onto the surface of the mirror physical dimension.
Really clear. Wonderful, wonderful. I'm so glad I asked you the question about our team and our higher guides and our higher self. And we have to take another break, but we will be right back with Aleya Dow.
Preceding audio was via a Skype call.
Are you interested in schools that inspire, excite, and encourage our kids to step beyond what they thought was possible? The Access Possibility School is enrolling now. Students in grades K through 8 are welcome to our virtual classroom. Classes start September 8th. For more information about the Access approach, teachers, enrollment, and what makes us different, visit accesspossibilityschool.com. That's accesspossibilityschool.com.
Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Pat. I am super excited about the Women of Wisdom Fall Harvest Festival coming in October. For those of you out there, if you're a healer, vendor, reader, or earth-friendly educational group seeking to participate in this fall event, well, you get to reserve your space now. To participate in this event, email wow@womenofwisdom.org. All right, everybody, we'll see you there.
Join Chris Stanis for the 2015 Women of Wisdom Fall Harvest Festival, Saturday, October 24th, 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Hi, I'm Leslie Fontaine with Sheer Alchemy on Transformation Talk Radio, and here's your tip of the day. When it comes to positive thinking and the law of attraction, many of us could say, been there, done that, read the book. So what happened if we didn't get there, didn't achieve the goal, didn't step into our abundance? Typically, there are some core wounds and core fears that keep us from stepping out. We also have energies in our ancestral lines, our cultural and family codes, and even agreements that keep us in check. So let me challenge you. When you had the desire that burned in your soul, what happened? How did discouragement set in? Why did you stop? What came up for you? Whose voices? Listen, there's hope, but it does not come from suppressing the energy that's within you. We all know it's going to spill out somewhere. So join me on Transformation Talk Radio and Sheer Alchemy, and we're going to find out how we can shift you into the intentions that can manifest for you.
Let the transition begin. Tune in to the hit show, Majestic Insights Radio, Success for Life's Transitions, with host Carrie Keith. Carrie is a gifted intuitive coach, healer, and teacher who will lead you through her empowering techniques of ancient wisdom and awareness so you can live your happiest, healthiest, and most vibrant life. Let Carrie teach you the tools of transformation that will help you experience success for all of life's transitions. To learn more about Carrie, visit www.majesticinsights.com.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome back, everyone, to We Carry the Light. And Aleya Dow is here with us today talking about her wonderful book, 7 Cups of Consciousness. And we've been talking about the higher realms and our team and this river of light that we can flow in and connect with our very highest self. And, you know, during the break, Aleya, we were talking about what happens when we don't do that. What happens when we're not connected to our highest. We don't listen. We don't really totally know who we are or love ourselves. And what happens when that's going on, and how can we change that?
That actually speaks to what I think of as the third cup and the fourth cup, where our internal reality creates our outer world. So if I'm not loving, embracing myself, then I'm going to create situations and relationships where I'm not loved and embraced. If I'm not committing deeply to the light that flows within me, then it's going to be really hard for me to create committed situations in my relationships. And so I think that the very first step when we want to change our outer life is to swallow the pill of personal responsibility. And that can be a really hard one, because if we realize that, you know, the world isn't doing anything to us, the universe isn't doing anything to us, God isn't doing anything to us, and we realize that we are souls determined to grow and evolve, and we are going to be creating a myriad of different situations that will help us attain very particular vibrations inside ourselves. And the physical dimension is really great because it is such a clear reflection of what's going on internally. So anything that's going on in your outer life that you are upset by, ask yourself the question, where am I doing that inside? And how can I shift that inside myself so that I can change that in my outer world? And the more you connect with a different energy inside yourself and your divine line, same for your body and your team, I call that the sacred trinity. We have to get all three of those energies holding that same coherent vibration deep in the core. Then it starts inevitably being reflected into our outer world, onto our finances, our relationships. Our body is a reflection, too, of what we're connecting with internally. Yeah. So that's just one of the key pieces and components with those 7 cups of consciousness of how to change the inner world, which then changes the outer.
Mm-hmm. I love the third cup. I think that was my favorite chapter because it was so practical. You know, it was like, you're looking at your checkbook and it doesn't reflect what you want, and here's to change that. How to change that? You want an incredible relationship, then how do you get that? How do you attract in this partner that's amazing? And I would love for you to talk to listeners about how you did that in your own life, because I'm a therapist and I have people constantly wanting to attract in their soulmate, wanting to meet their beloved partner, as you talk about in the book. how did you do that?
It actually started in dreams, where I started actually dreaming about this man, and I would get information in my dream time of where he was, what he was about, and basically went on a treasure hunt. And my guides were very informative, and I would go into meditation. But the key piece of really bringing in my beloved partner, and we're now married, we've been together for over a decade, the key piece was me falling in love with myself. Yep. And really locating and connecting deeply with the light that flows in my divine line, and then getting my body as well to do the same, because from my perspective, the body has its own unique consciousness. It's like the horse we're riding, and the body is a master manifester. And in truth, your body is going to be more positively impacted by a lover, a beloved partner in the physical dimension, than you are on some level, because it's another physical body. And then I also used my team as a resource to track down his team and to give me information and hold vibrations that would help me find him. But again, every single time I went to the outer quest of where is he, I want him in my life, I would then take it to step 2. And I'd say, okay, if he did appear in my life, how would I feel? Well, I would feel happy. I would feel appreciated and valued and connected. What am I really after? And I would identify what that quality was in that moment when that desire was rising to the surface. And then I would invite my higher self to use my energy fields to activate that very particular vibration and quality in my divine line and at the level of my higher self. Same for my body and my team. So all 3 of those energies were holding that vibration of connection or appreciation or self-respect, whatever that core desire was in the moment. And I probably did that 5, 10, 15, 30 times a day. Whenever it rose up, I would do a protocol. I was like a protocol junkie. But it took me about 2 years to find my beloved partner. It worked. But I simply used the outer world as the trigger and then did the inner work. And it magnetically drew that partner to me.
Mm-hmm. I love that. And say more about the body, because you honor the body in your book, and a lot of people don't. And if you've ever watched people running, sometimes they look absolutely miserable, and they've got, bandages wrapped around their knees, and I see it every day, and they're miserable, and it's like they've got this giant whip, and they're beating the body into submission, and all this literature that says, deny the body in order to elevate the spirit. Going back to Plato and Socrates, etc. Talk about your view of the body. And in fact, you're in great company with Hawaiian shamans, elders, who believe that our body has a soul, and that we have 3 souls. We have a body soul, a spirit soul, and a mental soul. And I believe that as well, that we don't give the body enough credit, we don't listen to it, we don't love it. So talk about your belief about that.
Yeah, I definitely believe that the body has a separate soul consciousness, just like a horse. Yeah. And our greatest challenge is that we so over-identify ourselves with our bodies. We think we are our bodies, and then our bodies start thinking that they are us. And it'd be like thinking you're the horse, or thinking that you are your car, and then the car thinking that it is you. And so it's a process of evolution. First step is the soul awakens to a certain degree and realizes that it is a beautiful beam of light having a physical experience, but it is not a physical being. Yeah. Now, if a soul is not at that point in evolution, it's going to be impossible for them to then recognize the unique consciousness of the body. They're just not going to get it. And so when we're on our spiritual path and we are connecting with our essence, and the easiest way to do that is to take a deep breath in and pull ourselves into that inner river of light, and we start recognizing the unique quality, vibration, light, sound of our essence, we are moving into a self-aware state. And then as we hold that awareness right on that front of the spine, I kind of think of that as the saddle, then we have the ability to go, hey, Body Deva, how you doing? What's going on? And it is a beaten down horse, and at first it's not going to talk to you. It's going to think that it's done something wrong yet again, or that the soul doesn't really want to be in the body, and so the soul will lift itself off the front of the spine, almost like you're lifting your butt off of your driver's seat or off of the saddle. Well, how's the horse going to feel about that? Like, oh, there must be something terribly wrong with me that my rider doesn't want to really be in me and snuggle up on the front of the spine. And so then the body, David, goes into all of this rejection, abandonment stuff. And so when we as souls release that resistance of being in the body and realize that it's an incredible honor to literally be in this earth body, you can't get any closer to Gaia. And so when we recognize that and we snuggle up on the front of the spine and we hold a vibration of self-love or interconnection, and then we invite that energetic part of us to connect with the energetic part of our body, and recognize its own unique consciousness, then the body starts to awaken to a deeper degree. And the key piece with our journey with our body is that, from my perspective and my experience with clients and subscribers, is that people have this codependent relationship with their body, and then they micromanage the body, and then the body feels really disempowered. And so when we as souls start holding responsibility for just loving the light in our divine line, we're not responsible. Here's something a little heretic-ish for me to say, but we're not responsible for loving our body. Our body gets to start being responsible for loving itself. And so as I hold love for the light that flows in my divine line, and my body starts loving its light that flows in its divine line that runs through the spine, we're then able to reflect this inner love out upon each other. And then the ride gets really lovely and way more enjoyable. And then when we as souls lift all of our control off of our body and just hold our control in our divine line on the front of the spine, then we invite our body to lift all of its control off of all the other body devas and souls that it's trying to help or heal or shift or change. And we invite our body to use its creative energy to just control itself. Then healing starts to happen, the aging process starts to slow down, the body starts moving into a more empowered, enlightened way of being, but we have to hold our control only in our own inner river of light, not on our body.
Oh, that's amazing. I love it. And it's really unique what you're expressing. I haven't heard it anywhere else. This is a great book, and we're going to talk about that more when we come back. We'll be right back.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.
Hi, I'm Tim Darter.
And I'm Steve Kramer.
Join us on Spirit Fire Radio. Discover how to add the mechanics of meditation to your day.
And watch yourself connect in a whole new way. Find the amazing moments in life's routines that often pass us by. Add to your awareness with Spirit Fire Radio.
Tune in each Wednesday at 9 a.m. for your weekly guide to practical mindfulness. And to learn more, visit www.spiritfireradio.com.
Holistic Medical Center is where you find it all. A healthy space with doctors who care, see, and listen to the whole you. During the month of October, Dr. Darvish and the Holistic Medical team are promoting Breast Cancer Awareness Month with 25% off breast thermography. Safe, painless, radiation-free, and accurate. Purchase your breast thermography screening for 25% off now until October 31st to receive this special. Visit drdarvish.com or call 425-451-0404.
Enlightening, humorous, and compassionate. Listen live to The Kelly Ballard Show, insight and inspiration from the great beyond. Kelly is a fourth-generation medium and intuitive who covers topics ranging from grief, spirit guides, and listening to your intuition. Kelly can help you get answers and guidance from the other side with a little bit of humor and a lot of healing. Tune in to The Kelly Ballard Show, Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific Time here on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Tune in to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit jenroyster.com for more information.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome back, everyone, to We Carry the Light. And Aleya Dow is my guest today, and her book, 7 Cups of Consciousness. And we've been talking about the body, Deva, the nature spirit that's our body, and how important it is in terms of connecting your body with the rest of your soul, with your higher self, and have them all talking to each other. And we were talking about that during the break. And what I said to Aleya is that when I do shamanic journey work, a lot of the beings I connect with in what I call a level of heaven tell me that they miss having a body, that we should really be grateful we have a body, that we have our senses, that we can connect with the earth, that we're in a physical body this lifetime, that we're lucky. So Aleya, you said you wanted to say something about that.
Absolutely. I love that you're talking about that because I do often reflect. I fortunately have memory of what it was like before I got here into this world. And when I reflect and connect in with my guides and think about that, the journey and the gift of being in the physical dimension is actually having the capacity when we're in the physical body that we don't have when we're in our light body angel form, of being able to make a request in the physical dimension for the energy to shift in the higher realms. And so if I as a soul want to cultivate a deeper level of connection with the divine, or open my ability to receive, or hold more empowerment or clarity, I can actually use the density of the physical dimension to ask that energetic part of me to open to receive more light, or move into greater degrees of empowerment, or move the energy in the higher realms into greater states of coherence, love, and connection. And when we make a request in the physical dimension for the energy to shift in the higher realms, it happens at an exponential rate, way bigger than when we're on the other side making requests. And so there is this incredible power that we do have access to when we're in the physical dimension that we forget about. I kind of think of it as like the amplifier. You know, you have to plug a mic in to get the mic to work, and the physical dimension is the amp. And so when we start using the physical dimension like an amp and asking for these energies to shift in the higher realms, then we start feeling really fulfilled, because we're actually doing what we came here to do, but it wasn't about changing the physical dimension. It was actually about changing the higher floors.
Yeah, but using this body that we have in that way, it's really, really powerful. The other thing I've noticed, because I have spent like 22, 23 years journeying into these upper realms especially, I have to ground myself. And I could just be flying around there all the time. And your divine line is very good that it's in the spine, because that does it. But also grounding myself on the planet. And I find that being in my body, and particularly in nature, does that for me, where I stay grounded. I stay part of you know, I'm an earthling in this lifetime, even though I'm flying around in the other realms and, you know where I'm going someday. It also helps me to ground and to actually do the work that I need to do here on the planet while I'm here.
Yeah, and the more grounded you are, the higher a vibration you can hold. And for me, my experience has been that when I am firmly attached to the front of my spine, all the way up and down, no little bubbling, then I actually feel way more grounded, especially when I'm just holding my awareness in that divine line on the front of the spine. And so I think you are absolutely correct. And the more grounded we are, the more work we can do in the higher realms.
Yep. And we can also fulfill our soul's purpose here, what it is that we're, and so it all works together. You know, when you say front of the spine, and I thought this during the book, Do you mean like the outside of our back where the spine is, or inside? Because that was not clear to me.
Yeah, so if you put your hand on your chest,
yeah,
and you imagine taking your hand and pushing your hand in 1 inch, 2 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches, depending on body weight, your hand is eventually going to hit the front of your spine.
Oh, I see. So it's inside.
Yes, inside your body.
Okay.
And actually, in the book, there is a link that I give people access to audio meditations that go with the book, as well as images that I've come up with that explain those terms that I'm talking about. And so if people purchase the book, they can go online, and then they can also join a book circle that I'll be doing that we can talk about. But that divine line is actually in the body.
Okay.
Right on the front of the spine, not the back of the spine. And your body, Deva, nature spirit, has its own divine line that actually runs through the spinal cord.
Okay, that's much clearer. I'm so glad I asked that. Go ahead and tell us about these groups you're starting. Tell us about how people could get your book, and mention again your website and how people can contact you.
Great. Anybody that purchases the book gets access to these audio meditations that go with each chapter. And so chapter 1 actually has 4 audio meditations that really give you the experience of connecting with your divine line, connecting with your higher self, and using your conscious breath to bring yourself into a deeper level of connection with your essence. And then on October 22nd, 2015, I'm starting a book circle that's going to be online and over the phone. I'll also record these sessions, and it'll be about an hour long, and each book circle will focus on a different concept, a different cup. The first one will focus on the first cup, the second one, the second cup, and so on. And we're actually going to do 8 of them over the course of either 14 or 16 weeks, depending on the holidays and the schedule. And when you go online using the link that's in the book to access your audio meditations, you just have to enter in your email address, and that automatically creates an account on my website that you can then log into, and you can access all of the archived files from the book circle in your library. So it's pretty cool, loaded with information, and one of the online resources is a YouTube on how to surf your waves of emotion. So people can go to Cups of Consciousness or Aleya.com to check that out to a greater degree.
Wonderful. Oh, it's very exciting, and I'm happy that you're here right as your book is launching.
Me too. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
It's very exciting. So do you have one final thing to share with listeners? You know, perhaps what is it that you hope readers can take when they have read your book, or anything you want to share just briefly here before we close?
Yeah, I'm hoping that if people read the book, when they read the book, that they'll get a roadmap for how to change their life in an empowered way. It's all about literally taking control of what you actually can control and letting go of the things that we can't control. So a place of standing in a place of empowerment, clarity, self-love, and then modeling that in the world. Yeah.
Awesome.
And I would love to gift all of your listeners with a free week of the Daily Cups of Consciousness and even a sample tall cups, and people can go to Cups of Consciousness to get that free week, or they can go to Aleya.com, ALEYADAO.com.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here, Aleya. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too. Feel better.
Thank you. So thanks so much, all of you super listeners who take the time for your own growth and to listen to your inner wisdom and create your own conscious reality that is beautiful, beautiful. I'm so happy you've been here. Next week, Robert Moss, the gifted dream guru, will be my guest, talking about his new book, Sidewalk Oracles, about how we can all tap into the magic of signs, symbols, and synchronicity. Until then, this is Dr. Susan reminding you that you carry the light.
You've been listening to the transformative show, We Carry the Light, with host Dr. Susan Allison, the show that inspires you to find the light within and shine your light in the world. Who are you right now, and who do you want to be? What is it that makes you happy, helps you feel fulfilled, and living your purpose? Tune in every Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific, and let Dr. Susan help you discover that you carry the unique light that only you can shine.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.